Social Security is the one check that almost every American will lean on for the rest of their life, and most people quietly accept whatever the government decides to send them. They assume the amount is fixed, that it is simply calculated by a computer somewhere, and there is nothing to be done about it. That is the most expensive assumption in retirement. The truth is that the size of your check is the result of a series of choices, and the wrong choices can cost you tens of thousands of dollars that you earned and were owed every year for the rest of your life. Almost nobody is shown how these choices work because the Social Security Administration will pay you exactly what you ask for and not $1 more, even when you are leaving money on the table by accident. I am going to walk you through 7 things that decide how big your check is and how to make sure you are collecting every dollar you are entitled to. Stay with me to the end because the last one is a brand new change in the law that is putting hundreds of dollars a month back into the pockets of more than 3 million people, and many of them still have no idea it happened. Number 1 is the single biggest lever you control, and it is the age you start. You can claim as early as 62, but if you do, you lock in a permanent cut of around 30% for the rest of your life. Your full retirement age, the age where you get your complete benefit, is 67 for everyone born in 1960 or later. And here's the part most people never use. For every year you wait beyond your full retirement age up until 70, the government adds about 8% to your check, and that increase is permanent. Waiting from 62 to 70 can leave you with a monthly check that is more than 70% larger for the rest of your life. Now, claiming early is the right move for some people, especially if you are in poor health or you truly need the income. But it should be a decision you make on purpose with the real numbers in front of you, not a default you fall into because you did not know waiting was worth that much. Number 2 is the rule that scares people into claiming at the wrong time, and it is misunderstood almost universally. It is called the earnings test. If you claim Social Security before your full retirement age and you keep working, the government withholds $1 of benefits for every $2 you earn above a yearly limit, and in 2026 that limit is $24,480. People hear that and panic and think their benefits are being taken away forever. They are not. That money is not lost. The day you reach full retirement age, the government recalculates your benefit and gives it back to you in the form of a higher check going forward. So the earnings test is not a penalty. It is a delay. And understanding that one fact stops people from making a rushed, permanent decision based on a temporary withholding they were always going to get back. Number 3 costs people real money, and it takes 10 minutes to fix. Your benefit is calculated from your own earnings history, the record of what you made every year that you worked, and that record contains mistakes more often than you would think. An employer reports the wrong amount, a year of income goes missing, your name or number gets entered wrong, and every one of those errors quietly lowers the check you will collect for the rest of your life. You can create a free account on the Social Security website and pull up your entire earnings record and check it year by year against your own memory and your old tax forms. If you find a gap or a wrong number, you can have it corrected. Nobody at the agency is going to catch these for you. The record is yours to check, and the money lost to an uncorrected error is yours to lose. Number 4 is connected to that record, and it is the 35-year rule. Social Security calculates your benefit by taking your highest 35 years of earnings and averaging them together. Here is the catch that hurts people. If you worked fewer than 35 years, the government does not just use the years you have. It fills in the missing years with zeros, and those zeros drag your average down hard. So if you are close to retirement and you only have 32 or 33 years of solid earnings, working even 1 or 2 more years, or replacing an early low-earning year with a higher one now can raise your benefit for life. A single zero replaced with a good year can be worth more than people ever realize. Number 5 is the benefit that millions of people, especially women, never claim, and it is the spousal benefit. If you are married, you are entitled to a benefit based on your own work record or up to half of your spouse's full benefit, whichever is higher. So if you spent years out of the paid workforce raising a family, or you simply earned less than your husband or wife over your career, your own check might be small, but you may be entitled to as much as 50% of theirs instead. A lot of lower-earning spouses claim their own tiny benefit and never find out they could have had a much larger one based on their partner's record. It is not automatic. You have to know to ask for it. Number 6 is the money that grieving and divorced people leave behind without ever knowing it was theirs. If your spouse passes away, you are entitled to a survivor benefit that can be as much as 100% of what they were receiving. And for many widows, that is significantly more than their own check. And here is what almost nobody knows. If you were married for at least 10 years and then divorced, you can claim a benefit based on your former spouse's record, even if they have remarried, and claiming it takes nothing away from them or their new family. There are billions of dollars in survivor and divorced spouse benefits going unclaimed every year simply because people do not know these benefits exist or assume they would not qualify. If you have lost a spouse, or you were married for a decade or more and then divorced, it is worth one phone call to find out what you are owed. Number 7 is brand new, and if it applies to you, it could be the most valuable thing in this entire video. For decades, there were 2 rules that cut the Social Security benefits of people who had earned a pension from a job that did not pay into Social Security. This hit teachers, firefighters, police officers, and certain federal and government workers especially hard, slashing their own benefits and in many cases wiping out their spousal and survivor benefits entirely. At the very end of 2024, Congress passed the Social Security Fairness Act, and in 2025 those 2 rules were repealed. More than 3 million people are now entitled to larger checks, and because the change reaches back to January of 2024, many are owed a one-time back payment on top of the higher monthly amount going forward. The increases are real, averaging a few $100s a month for the workers themselves, and in some cases over $1,000 a month for affected spouses and survivors. If you or your late spouse ever worked as a teacher or a firefighter or a police officer or a government employee with a pension and you were told your Social Security would be reduced, you need to make sure the Social Security Administration has your current information so your corrected payment reaches you. This is money that is now legally yours. Before I tie this together, here are 2 quick safety nets most people never hear about. If you claimed your benefit within the last 12 months and you now realize you started too early, you can formally withdraw your application, pay back what you received, and reset as if you never claimed, which lets you start over and claim a larger amount later. And separately, once you reach full retirement age, even if you are already collecting, you can ask the government to suspend your benefit and let it grow by that 8% a year until 70. 2 different doors, both of which let you undo an early decision, and almost nobody knows either one exists. Let me bring all 7 together, because the thread is the same one that runs through everything. The claiming age sets the size of your check for life. The earnings test is a delay, not a loss. Your earnings record may contain errors that are costing you right now. Missing work years drag your benefit down with zeros. A spousal benefit may be worth far more than your own. Survivor and divorced spouse benefits are sitting unclaimed by the people who earned them. And a brand new law is owed to millions who spent their lives serving their communities. Not one of these is a loophole. Every one of them is money you earned, sitting inside a system that pays you what you ask for and stays silent about the rest. Nobody from the government is going to call you and tell you that you claimed too early, or that your record has a missing year, or that you qualify for a benefit on a former spouse, or that the law just changed in your favor. The Social Security Administration processes what you submit. The rest is on you to know and to ask for. So before you claim, and even if you have already claimed, sit down with your earnings record and the real numbers. And if it is at all complicated, talk to a fee-only fiduciary advisor who can run your specific situation. I will put the things to ask about and the details in the description below. So do one thing for me. Send this to one person you care about who is on Social Security or getting close to it, a parent, a sibling, a friend, the widow down the street, the recently divorced woman at church, the retired teacher who was always told her benefit would be cut. The chances are very good that at least one of these 7 things applies to them right now, and one share from you could put real money back where it belongs in their hands for the rest of their life. That is what we are here for. I will see you in the next one.